Honey badger is the most daring and stubborn creature in the natural world, causing enmity and resentment everywhere, not fighting now, but looking for opponents. It doesn't matter who you are. What's important is where you stand today, so I know where to come and cause trouble. What makes the lizard difficult to understand is not that it is strong, but that it doesn't care whether its opponent is strong or weak. The skin on the back can be about 6 millimeters thick, with some areas possibly thicker. It doesn't sound very thick, but for a small animal like a honey badger, this is a very thick level relative to its body size. The most notable point is not the thickness, but the loose skin. The skin does not adhere tightly to the muscles. It can slide over the body. I got bitten once by a very venomous snake, and I just needed to sleep for a while and wake up as if nothing happened. Especially, it really likes beehives. With a restless and mischievous nature, like a honeybee, honey is a super fuel to keep going and keep having fun. Because honey contains a lot of energy. When a honey badger raids a beehive, it is not completely immune to bee stings. It still feels pain, and bees can swarm all over its face, ears, nose, and neck. But the problem is, the honey badger is unbelievably stubborn. Its thick skin, coarse fur, and low, sturdy body help it withstand many stings. While other animals might run away the moment a swarm attacks, the honey badger keeps clawing at the hive, biting into the wax, and eating honey and larvae as if nothing is happening. Sometimes it gets stung so badly that it has to shake its head, roll on the ground, or lie still for a while to recover. But as soon as it wakes up, the first thing it does is not run away. It goes right back to eating. For the honey badger, bee stings are just the service fee for getting honey. In the wild lands of Africa, where the sun burns the ground and every shadow can hide danger, there is one small animal that has earned a legendary reputation. It is not the biggest. It is not the fastest. It is not the strongest predator on the savanna. But somehow, almost every animal seems to know one thing. Do not underestimate the honey badger. The honey badger, also known as the ratel, is one of the most fearless animals in the world. At first glance, it may not look very impressive. An adult honey badger is usually only about 23 to 28 centimeters tall at the shoulder, with a body length of around 55 to 77 centimeters. Compared to lions, leopards, hyenas, or even large antelopes, it looks almost tiny. But this small body is built like a living tank. Its legs are short but extremely powerful. Its shoulders are broad and muscular. Its front claws are long, curved, and strong enough to tear into hard soil, rip open rotten wood, and break into hidden burrows. Its body stays close to the ground, making it difficult for larger predators to grab and control. And then there is its skin. The honey badger has thick, loose skin that gives it a huge survival advantage. When a predator bites it, the skin does not hold the body tightly in place. This allows the honey badger to twist, roll, and sometimes even turn around inside its own skin to bite back. For a leopard, a hyena, or a jackal, grabbing a honey badger is not the same as catching an easy meal. It can quickly turn into a very painful mistake. That is why the honey badger is often described as an animal that does not know fear. But in nature, this fearlessness is not just attitude, it is survival strategy. Honey badgers live across parts of Africa, the Middle East, and Asia. In Africa, they can be found in dry savannas, open grasslands, scrublands, rocky areas, and even semi-desert environments. They are highly adaptable animals. As long as there is food, shelter, and enough space to move, a honey badger can survive. They usually avoid dense tropical forests and extremely wet regions, but in dry, harsh landscapes, they are perfectly at home. A honey badger does not need a luxury home. It needs a hole, a den, or a safe place to rest. Most of the time, honey badgers sleep in underground burrows. Sometimes they dig these burrows themselves. Other times, they take over abandoned holes made by other animals. They may also use rock crevices, hollow logs, or natural shelters. This underground lifestyle helps protect them from heat during the day and danger during rest. But when the honey badger comes out, it becomes a full-time hunter, digger, raider, and troublemaker. Honey badgers are mostly active at night or during the cooler hours of the day, especially in hot regions. In some places, they are more nocturnal, coming out after sunset to search for food. In cooler weather, or when food is scarce, they may also be active during the day. Their daily life is simple. Wake up, search for food. Dig, sniff, break something open, fight if necessary, eat, move on. The honey badger is an opportunistic omnivore. That means it eats many different kinds of food. It is not picky. It feeds on insects, beetle larvae, scorpions, spiders, frogs, lizards, snakes, birds, eggs, small mammals, rodents, carrion, roots, fruits, and of course, honey and bee larvae. But despite the name honey badger, honey is not the only thing it eats. In fact, one of its favorite rewards from a beehive is not just the honey, but the rich, protein-filled larvae inside the comb. When a honey badger finds a beehive, it can become completely determined. Bees may swarm around its face, ears, nose, and neck. They may sting again and again. But the honey badger often keeps going. It is not completely immune to bee stings. It can feel pain. It can be stung badly. But its thick skin, coarse fur, and stubborn nature allow it to tolerate far more than many other animals would. Sometimes it may shake its head, roll in the dirt, or even rest after being overwhelmed by stings. But once it recovers, it may go right back to the hive and continue eating. For most animals, bee stings are a warning. For the honey badger, they are just the service fee for getting honey. This is what makes the honey badger so entertaining to watch. It does not behave like an animal that is constantly measuring danger. It behaves like an animal that believes every problem can be bitten, scratched, dug up, or ignored. But the honey badger is not reckless.